Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I'm Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Today, by popular demand, we are checking out the full-length VR film, Human Within. Now, since this isn't actually a VR game and just an interactive VR movie, I'm going to change up my format in today's video and the overall criteria of how I evaluate this. Basically, storyline is going to have a much higher emphasis because, after all, you're sitting back and watching a movie. The mechanics just kind of add to the top of it. If the movie's not good, the experience is going to suffer. So first off, let's just start with the basic information like normal, and then I'll get into my experience, what I think of the movie, and I'll have a few rating criteria throughout. Human Within is an interactive VR movie that utilizes a combination of 360-degree footage mixed with traditional 2D photography, plus an array of different VR worlds. It's currently available on the Meta Quest for $19.99, and it's coming to SteamVR later this year. The runtime is similar to your average movie, around 2 hours, and you could squeeze a few extra hours out of this experience by going back and retrying a different path. And this is the first aspect of the title that I want to discuss, the overall delivery, because this is where they nailed it. It's almost a 10 out of 10. It really makes the viewing experience much better than your typical film. My only complaint would be, I don't think they really needed to use 360-degree filming all the time, or at least in the scenes that they used it in, because there's no need to look behind you, to look at a wall or a desk or the rest of the room. What ends up happening is the overall resolution of the entire experience is downgraded because they need to include that background. So I think 180 instead of 360 would have been enough. There's also a little bit of warping when you move your head around some of these environments, but other than that, it looks excellent, and I really enjoy when you are seeing multiple different pieces of 2D film and you have the ability to kind of reach out and grab which one you want to look at directly, but there's also the main story kind of taking place right in front of you. So from a storytelling delivery point, it is a near 10 out of 10. But this brings us to the storytelling itself, and here it doesn't deliver quite as well. We're definitely not dealing with A-list acting, but it's still way above your typical Hallmark movie. I have minimal complaints when it comes to the overall acting, but they're definitely not giving out any Oscars for this one.
The thing you need to tell yourself to make it work.
Can't you see how dangerous this thing is? The device is nowhere near functional, you know that.
It's nothing but a minor setback, but you know what I think? I think you're holding out on me.
No progress should come at the cost of human lives. Prolonged exposure causes irreversible brain damage. Holding me and my sister hostage isn't going to change that.
And the same pretty much goes for the overall storyline itself. It does have this Black Mirror type of feel, but it's definitely not as dark. It doesn't suck you in the same way as that TV series did. And at the same time, it's just good. Like, I was entertained. I had some free time over the holiday season. I turned it on. I sat there. I watched it. I was entertained. I enjoyed it. But is it an experience that I'm like, wow, you guys have to watch this movie? I can't wait to talk about this movie. It brought up so many interesting points. No, it was almost a cliche kind of sci-fi, merge your brain with a computer and oh my God, there's going to be ramifications type of movie. So nothing too special there, which is sad because like I said, the delivery was freaking awesome. Now there's also a series of mini puzzles and some virtually rendered worlds to explore, which end up feeling not much more than typical VR gimmicks. Now it didn't go as far as feeling like your movie was completely interrupted, as there is a storytelling element to why you would have to complete these puzzles, but they get boring rather quickly. The rendered VR world experiences are definitely a bit better because they feel a bit reminiscent of a cyberpunk brain dance. You get put in control of an event that previously occurred, and you could fast forward, rewind, and evaluate the experience from multiple different angles as you look for some clues. Now this was definitely more entertaining than the puzzles and fits into the overall storytelling a bit better, but again, it's not a fantastic experience. It's kinda cool.
Right there. He's got it. Scan it in his hand.
Now, the other form of user interactivity comes with the ability to choose where the storyline goes. Every once in a while, the video will pause, and you'll be given a binary decision. One such example is which character was the first to try out the brain interface. Now, I do really enjoy the whole build your own adventure concept, but in practice, by the time I was done watching the film, I didn't really want to go back and see what the small choices would alter. I just really wasn't interested anymore. The story wasn't good enough to hook me to say, whoa, how could this play out differently? What could I have done? You know, is there more to the storyline? What did I miss? I kind of didn't care. So, to recap everything, to give you my overall opinion, when it comes to the delivery, this was fantastic. It gives me a lot of hope for future VR storytelling. But when it comes to the acting and story itself, it was okay. The acting was fine. I can't complain about it. The story itself, cliche, not as cool as anything Black Mirror has ever offered up, even though this has the same type of vibe. And yeah, I just wasn't super sucked into it. It was entertaining, but would I go out and spend $20 to watch this? Probably not, unfortunately. I do, however, think they're onto something here. There's a lot of potential in VR movies, and I'd love to see more of these come. Now, if you guys have any additional questions, like I forgot to answer something, please go ahead and drop it in the comments. I'll do my best to get back to you. I made this video for you guys. I wasn't sure if my channel would be interested in a VR movie, and I still don't think they really are, but a lot of people asked me for it, so I did it. So I'd appreciate your feedback, thumbs up, whatever you got. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing.
Pacifica is our chance to improve as a society.
This is a bomb we're building.